Hi guys! So in today's video, as you can see, I did my makeup. I don't even know how to explain it. That's what I do when I go out sometimes. I don't really go out often, but since today it's my friend's 19th birthday and I was going to put on makeup anyways, I thought I would show you what I do when I go out. I don't really go out, but when I go out I do this here. If you want to know how I did this makeup look, I guess you could say, and keep on watching. Keep in mind that I am not professional. I kind of learned it, taught it myself over the years, and yeah, so please don't be harsh to me if you think that's not correct. The way I do it, it's just what I do when I put on makeup. With that being said, have fun watching the video. Bye! So I always start off by applying moisturizer on my face. It doesn't really matter which moisturizer you use as long as you use one, because it's good for your skin and it just helps the skin get ready for makeup. Then I'm using my Master Prime primer to just hide my redness a little bit, because I've got a lot of red spots on my face and I want to kind of hide them. Yeah. Next off, I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish primer in the oil-free version and in the small and cheap one because I'm broke, you know. And now I'm using the Urban Decay brush and the Nudes makeup palette and just go in with the lightest shade to prepare my eyelids, kind of. Next up, I'm using the Naked Heat palette and I go in with the color Low Blow and just tap it off a little bit and go into the inner corner, in the outer corner of my eyes, and also I put it all over my lid, so it's just the basic eyeshadow color that I put onto every time. Now I am using the color Heat Devil and I just go in very carefully. It looks kind of rough on here, but I just go in from the outside into the inside of the eye. Yeah. Next off, I'm using my Zoeva blending brush and just blend everything together, the two shades that I just put onto my eye. I kind of mix them into one so it doesn't look as rough. So now, as you can see, I'm using my Essence, my must-haves palette that I got last year, and I go in with the very brown shade to bring a bit more brown into my eye because I got a lot of color already and I wanted to go a bit more casual. So I just put this into my outer corner and then I kind of go crazy again. I use the very deep purple shade. Yes, I did put a lot of it onto my eyelid, but it's gonna work out. Next off, I'm using the color Scorched of the Naked Heat palette and just go in with my finger because I think it's the best way for me, or at least I think it looks the prettiest on me when I use it with my finger. And I just put this kind of all over my lid. I love this color so much because it's kind of glittery. Yeah, now I'm using this Essence just eyeliner. You can use any type of eyeliner you like. And it's a long process for me to put on eyeliner because sometimes I've got days where it works perfectly and like today it didn't work out perfectly. So next off, I'm using my Ardell 120 Demi Black lashes, and let me tell you, it took me probably a year to learn how to apply eyelashes, and still to this day it depends. If I have a good day, then they will work perfectly, and if I have a bad day, they won't. It just depends on the day, because sometimes it takes me probably half an hour to put them on. So now I'm starting to work on my face. Now I'm using the Catrice Camouflage to again kind of cover my redness, even though my whole face is red. So yeah. As for foundation, I'm using my L'Oreal Paris Indefectible 24 Matte makeup, and it's very covery, I guess you could say. It does cover almost everything, and I've been having this foundation for probably 2 years now, and it's still going. Yeah, I just apply this all over my face. It looks kind of intense at first. So next I'm using my Camouflage, but first I gotta remove the makeup from my lips. Now it's better. So I'm just using my Camouflage to cover my eye circles a little bit, even though the makeup has done most of the job. So I'm applying it very lightly and under my nose and on my chin and on my forehead, as you can see, and yeah. And to set everything, I'm just using my Instafix and Matte Rimmel powder, but you can use basically any kind of setting powder. I'm just using this one. As for the next step, I'm just applying my Hoola bronzer per usual, and yeah. I really wanted another coat of bronzer, so I am using this very pigmented bronzer by P2. I don't know if it's anywhere else available than Europe, but it's very pigmented. So I was applying it very carefully because I've experienced some disaster before. I really like rouge or blush on me, and I think it looks kind of pretty when I mix it with my bronzer. And for the next step, I'm just kind of mixing both together, the bronzer and the rouge or the blush, and yeah. As for a highlighter, I am using this NYX Wonder Stick as kind of a coat before the actual highlighter part, but I think it just lightens up my skin very beautifully. Yeah. And as for the actual highlighter part, I'm just using my Sleek highlighter palette, which I've been using for 1.5 years now, and I love it. It's the best highlighter palette I've ever had, and I'm just mixing these two. And for the next step, I'm using my Kiko, my dear beloved Kiko lip liner in the number 504, and here I kind of mislined my lip liner line. And yeah. I didn't really plan on doing my eyebrows, but I'm just using a color of this Maybelline Master Brow palette that I bought in London, I think almost 2 years ago, and I'm very carefully just filling in the beginning of my brows, even though it didn't really look that good now as I can see it, but yeah, I'm doing it very lightly.